Welcome to another video. Today I would like to talk to all my fellow healers, shamans, light workers, empaths, energy therapists. Let's talk about hands-on healing. Most clients want to feel the physicality of you touching them. They want to feel that they know where the energy is going in, or for some people, it's like they don't trust it if they can't physically connect to it, because some people put a lot of emphasis on the physical. Now, you being a healer, being an energy therapist, being a shaman, you know that healing work you actually do not need to touch the client at all. I touch certain meridian points, certain energetic points on the client simply to bring their awareness into that space, and also to, I suppose, draw the attention of the physical body just to focus and hone in on that point, that location. It's like an activation, I guess. But the majority of the hands-on energy healing work is best done in the aura, in the outer layers from the physical body. So in your aura, you have layers of different energy bodies. And this is where the roots of physical illness, emotional, mental illness lie. It's the root. It always starts on the outer layers moving in. And eventually, when that pattern hasn't been addressed in the outer layers, maybe emotionally you're feeling it. We'll use depression as an example. Maybe emotionally you're feeling a bit down. But it's unconscious at this stage because it's on the fringe, it's on the outer layers, and maybe you haven't been giving yourself time to tune in, to meditate, to slow down, to have some me time. So it gets ignored, and then it moves into the next layer and the next layer. And if we're still not picking up the cues, maybe at this layer we're actually sensing it, we're feeling it, but we just suppress it. We numb it out, okay? We eat food anytime that feeling comes up, or we turn on our screens, our TV, and we basically distract and numb out that stuff because we don't want to look at it. Well, eventually it's going to come into the physical layer of the bodies, which is your body, your physical body, and it will express itself in a feeling of lethargy, fatigue, apathy, depression, anxiety, etc., etc. So as a healer, I like to really go into the root. I'm all about getting to where the seeds grew roots, grew legs in your energy field, okay? And you do not need to be physically touched to do that. In fact, if we just worked on the physical body, there would be an absorption of physical healing. But people who come to me are looking for spiritual, energetic healing. Now that includes the physical self, because it's the holistic approach, right? By working on the spiritual bodies, by working on the emotional body, that is going to filter in and shift and change the physical body. And the majority of what is absorbed and what is taken in from the healing is best done on the outer layers. So also known as the panchakoshas in the yogic tradition. Different cultures have different ways of expressing it, but it's actually all the same thing. It's the auric layers of the cocoon of energy that surrounds living things. So that's why a Skype session is just as effective of a healing session as if you were sitting in the chair in front of me. Now, because most of my life I have worked directly with people one-to-one or in groups, that's the more familiar path. That's what I know. But having to go take it all online as well, and doing sessions through Skype, through Zoom in the last few years, I see that really there's no difference. In fact, in some ways it can even be a benefit, because the fact that they're not physically sitting in front of you, you really make a strong connection in the ethers with the client's soul energy and with their energetic bodies. And it can be really, really powerful. So I'm thrilled to say that the Skype and Zoom sessions are just as successful. There's just as equal a successful result, a victory, as when a person comes physically in front of me. And that's something I think a few years ago, I don't know how many years exactly, maybe we'd say 5-6 years ago, I would not have quite been sure of. I think there was a little bit of a skeptic in me about that. But in quarantine, through the COVID pandemic, I had no choice but to take my clients online, because people needed support. Now, I was seeing people online well before that, but all my clients went online. So I got really proficient in having that exchange through the internet. And I was pleasantly inspired and delighted with the excellent results of it. So another thing I will say, if you're beginning your healing work as a healer, as an uplifter, you always ask permission to go into the person's energy field. Now, I like to ask the person out loud. I like to say, is it okay if I do the laying of hands? Or is it okay that I touch you and work on your energy field? And obviously, if they're there coming to you for a session, that's what most people want. I haven't met anyone yet who said no, but maybe some people just want to talk to you. That could be a thing as well. Some people just want wise counsel. But if you feel that you may not want to actually say it out loud. Sometimes some healers just go into the energy. They go into the spiritual aspect of it, and they ask the soul of the person before they begin that, may I have permission? Now, you'll always know, you will know if somebody's not comfortable with you going into their energy field, because you won't be allowed. You'll feel a block. You'll feel like an obstacle to going in there. So always respect that. If you feel it's a no, I'm talking about energetically you've asked them. So, you've done all the beginning of your session. You've set everything up. You have your own routine. We all have our own little structure that we use in our healing work. And you go into healer mode. You're about to give the actual hands-on experience. And as you go to do it, if you feel any push-pull, anything pushing you away, it's very important you respect that. And you simply say to the person, I can sense, I can feel that you're not quite ready for this healing session, or that you're not comfortable with me working on your energy field, and I have to respect that. And sometimes you might get people who are confused because they consciously feel that they are giving permission, and you can discuss that further, and maybe in their next session they'll be ready for hands-on healing. When I say hands-on, I mean going into the energy field. I'm not just talking physical stuff like massage. I'm talking working energetically into the energy field, shifting blocks, clearing out the chakras, that kind of stuff. So now that personally has never happened to me. I'm trying to think over all the years. No. I have got, though, when I was doing, before COVID, doing group meditation classes. I still do group meditation classes in my day job and work, working with people recovering from drug addiction. And the group work is magical. It's beautiful because all the different souls' energies line up together and we create this one big group cocoon of powerhouse of energy, which is very, very uplifting, very healing, very supportive. But when I was doing my own classes, the odd time if I had someone drop in who wasn't used to the group or felt a little intimidated or a little bit shy, I might find when I'm reading their energy that there would be a bit of a, ooh, I'm not sure I'm ready to hear that. So that's probably the closest I've come to that. But I would always respect that and I would say, okay, I don't feel that you're comfortable with me reading your energy right now, so I have to respect that. And they'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed or shy or insecure. Or maybe in a group setting I'm not comfortable, but I can book a one-to-one with you. And then they would feel more relaxed because they don't feel like they're exposing their vulnerability in front of a group of other people. So I think that's really important, you know. I've heard stories of some healers that have really big egos and they would just barge into people's energy field, or they wouldn't have any respect for requesting permission. And obviously that's a no-no, you know. Whether you say it out loud to the person or it's agreed upon when they book in with you, that then they say what will happen and you say, you know, you'll be lying down, I'll be working on your energy field, and they're like, oh yes, I want to sign up for that. And you know, obviously then that's an agreement. But again, even with that, you know, I always do some counselling in the beginning of the session. We do some shamanic journeying work. We'll go into the emotions. We'll literally comb through the body to clear out any blocks, any shadows, any tears in the energy field. We'll work on that. That's really important. But before I lie them down on the plinth, even still when they're lying down, either physically I'll say, are you okay with me touching you? Whether it be physical or energetically, again, it's all touch. It's all healing touch. Or else, just to get that permission again, you can say it in spirit, soul to soul. And again, their soul will say yes or no. And it's about responding and respecting that. What else? Yeah, I think it's important to note that as an energy therapist, you're working on the energy. You're working on the vibrational field of the person. If you are placing your physical hands for the majority of the session, for me, that wouldn't be as effective. To me, that's more like a physical healing. But I feel like in order for it to be physical, emotional, spiritual and mental, you need to work on the energetic layers. You need to be out here. You need to be working on clearing out the auric field. And I feel that more people could benefit from knowing that there is huge advantage in that, because it brings in all other aspects of the body, of the self. It activates the soul. It activates spirit, angels. It activates your ancestral support by working on the auric field. So that's what I wanted to say about spiritual healing today. If you've any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you. I feel that more and more people are realizing and opening up to the benefits of spiritual hands-on healing, auric healing, transforming the vibration, because that is the root. When it's become manifest in the physical body, yes, we have to go and take care of the physical body, the physical side, the practical side of that. But you'll often find if you heal something in the physical, it can recur, like recurring injuries, recurring issues, rashes, you know, negative patterns in the body. And that's because you haven't got to the root. You haven't gone into the energetic value of what the purpose of manifesting that physical pain is. And remember, everything is for your growth. Everything is for your spiritual expansion and for your ascension in this incarnation and in other timelines. And when you heal something in this timeline, it filters and connects and affects other timelines as well. So our healing journey, it is a process, and it is up to us to take responsibility for that. That's something else I want to say. As a healer, it's important that you do not take on your client's responsibility to heal themselves. Your job is to be a channel. Your job is, you're the bridge. So it's not your job to, you're the guide, you're providing guidance, you're teaching, you're guiding, you're suggesting, you're channeling. You're offering direction from spirit. But at the end of the day, it's up to the client. The client has to go in and feel the feelings, look at the experiences, and be willing to receive what's being offered. Being willing to love the self enough to allow and to receive the higher vibrations coming in. So the more you can detach and close down that energetic connection after the session, the better of an energy therapist you will be. Because it's not your job to stay attached and connected to that energy stream. You've done your job. You've opened up all the channels. Your channels are open. The client's channels are open. You're making that connection. As a channel, you are channeling that life force, that God force, and you are radiating that, and hopefully your client is able to match that vibration and bring in the relief and bring in the joy and the peace that comes with a good healing session. But it's not up to you to determine how that is processed or how that's integrated on behalf of the client. You do your job. You show up in your highest vibration. You open up your energy centers. You flow the energy. It's up to the client to receive and absorb those frequencies. And at the end of the day, you have no control over that. You're not vibrating and radiating on behalf of the client. They have to do that for themselves. You are emanating and flowing the energy, but it's up to the client to be willing to allow and receive it in. If they're ready to heal, if they're ripe, they will drink it in, and you'll feel it. You'll feel them drink in the energy. They will absorb it in like a sponge. And that's beautiful. That's when you've got two people who are ready to give and receive to each other, and there's a powerful exchange in that. That's the best ideal scenario. To be honest, 99% of the work I do, that's what I experience. I don't feel people come to me unless they're really guided to and they resonate with the work that I'm doing. But it's not up to me how the client integrates that or makes the best of that energy. If the client goes back to their life and we've spent a long time discussing, changes that need to be made, we've offered the guidance, the direction from the angels, from God, from source, whatever that one energy is for you, and the client just dismisses all that wonderful guidance and goes back to repeating negative, toxic behaviors, habits, thoughts. That's their choice, and we have to respect free will. So all we can do is suggest, advise, and guide, and say your angels really want you to consider, a change of direction, or they're advising you we need to really look at those negative self-hatred thoughts that you're telling yourself. It's up to the client to make that shift and make those changes. It's not you even if you wanted to, which you probably do, because as a healer you want to help, You can't get into their head and flip a switch. You can't do that. We have to respect free will. But you can hold a space for that person, and you can shine the highest vibrations of love and light from source energy to them, and be a mirror to help them remember who they are and why they're here, and help get them back on track and refocused and clear again. And it's important that you close down the energy connection when you're finished, and that you disengage, and that you go back into your own energy field, and that you go back to your own life, and that you have those healthy boundaries in place with your clients. So I hope this was helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more, and any particular videos or questions you have around this kind of work, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you. Have a great day.